Spaghetti limbs. Picture this. You're running from a burning building, sirens blaring, your heart pounding like a toddler on a sugar high, and your legs just give out, like overcooked spaghetti. You collapse in a heap, not because you tripped, but because your own body went full, nope, on you. Welcome to temporary paralysis, or more accurately, tonic immobility, the freeze response. In the classic fight, flight, or freeze menu of disaster responses, your body keeps forgetting to update. While fight sounds brave and flight sounds smart, freeze is the equivalent of your nervous system throwing its hands in the air and playing dead like a possum. This happens when your brain's fear center, shout out to the amygdala, the drama queen of your skull, gets overwhelmed. Instead of sending the run for your life signal, it yells, shut it down. Your muscles slacken, your limbs lose strength, and congratulations, you're a sack of fear jelly. The good news? You're not broken, just ancient. This is a survival tactic from when humans were more snack than apex predator. Playing dead worked wonders on saber-toothed tigers. Unfortunately, it's less useful during house fires or active shooter scenarios. Want to override the freeze? Practice deep breathing under stress. Yes, actually practice, not just know it exists. And do realistic disaster drills. Your brain's a creature of habit. Teach it new ones before it decides to play possum in a crisis. Basically, your nervous system is auditioning for a nature documentary when you just need to dial 911. Tunnel vision. Literally. You're in a panic. The fire alarm's screaming. Your heart's trying to punch its way out of your rib cage. And somehow you can't see the big red exit sign that was definitely right there a second ago. It's not gone. You just can't see it. Because your eyeballs are in emergency lockdown. This is called perceptual narrowing. And it's exactly as annoying as it sounds. When your body senses a threat, your adrenaline spikes, your pupils dilate like anime characters in love, and your vision zooms in like a bad action movie trying to make you feel suspense. The problem? That zoom cuts out your peripheral vision. You're suddenly seeing through a toilet paper roll. This was useful when the danger was a lion directly in front of you. Less useful when the danger is a building collapse, and the nearest exit is 2 steps to your left. It's not just vision either. Your hearing can narrow too, a phenomenon known as auditory exclusion. So you might not hear someone shouting, "This way," over the alarm. You are, in short, becoming the worst teammate ever in the group project of survival. So, how do you fix it? Again, training. High-stress scenario training widens your stress tolerance window. That's a real psychological thing. The more you expose yourself to controlled chaos like emergency drills, virtual simulations, or even intense video games, the more likely your brain is to not go full horse blinders under pressure. Without that, your eyeballs are basically putting on noise-canceling headphones and going, "Let me focus on the wrong thing," forgetting how to human. You're in an emergency, and you suddenly forget how to open a door. Not like it's locked or jammed, you just don't understand doorknobs anymore. Congratulations, your brain just rage quit executive function. Under extreme stress, the part of your brain responsible for rational thinking, the prefrontal cortex, gets shoved into a locker by your limbic system. Logic, memory, sequencing, gone. Poof. You're being powered by lizard brain instincts and random muscle twitches. This is why people in emergencies do things like try to open inward opening doors by pushing or forget their own address when calling 911. Your cognitive bandwidth gets swallowed whole by stress hormones, and suddenly you're playing Escape Room, Toddler Edition. Even more terrifying? You might forget where you are, what you were doing, or which way is out. That's situational disorientation, and it's a real jerk. Fixing this requires, you guessed it, repetition. If your body is going to run on autopilot, you have to program that autopilot ahead of time. That's why flight attendants really want you to watch the safety demo. No matter how many times you've flown, your brain can only recall what it's rehearsed. In a crisis, it won't rise to the occasion, it'll fall to its training. So yeah, when disaster hits, you might be strong, brave, and totally ready, or you might become a panicking potato confused by basic objects. It's a roll of the neurological dice. The bladder betrayal. Yes, we have to talk about this. You're in the middle of a disaster and suddenly surprise. Your bladder is like, hey, time to empty out. And if you're especially lucky, your bowels might RSVP to the party too. Nature is cruel and deeply unfunny. This isn't a glitch. It's a full-body evacuation order from your sympathetic nervous system. When your body thinks you're about to die, it gets super efficient. That includes dumping any extra weight, fluids, or dignity you may be carrying. This reflex is called stress-induced urination or defecation, and while it's mortifying, it's also kind of brilliant in a primitive sort of way. Less waste equals lighter body equals faster running. And in the animal kingdom, predators sometimes lose interest when prey starts leaking. So, evolutionary win? Today, though, it mostly just leads to one extra disaster to clean up. The fix isn't stopping the reflex, it's understanding it. Know that it's not losing control, it's your body trying to survive. And maybe keep an emergency change of clothes, just saying. Basically, your body's like, hey, we might die, but we'll die light and breezy. CPR brain. Let's say someone collapses in front of you. You know CPR. You passed the course, got the little certificate, maybe even practiced on a dummy named Annie. But now, your brain is doing the mental equivalent of staring into the fridge for 5 minutes and forgetting what food is. This is what we call stress amnesia. And it's a real jerk. In high-stakes situations, your brain doesn't just misfile information, it lights the file cabinet on fire and hides under the desk. You know how your phone freezes during the most important call of your life? Same deal. Your brain's RAM is overloaded with panic, and suddenly, the how to push on a chest folder is gone. Or worse, it's been replaced with stand there and scream. Even trained professionals deal with this. Paramedics and ER staff train repeatedly for emergencies, so they don't have to think. They react on muscle memory, not logic. That's why CPR instructors hammer the steps into you with creepy little mantras like, push hard and fast in the center of the chest. It's basically a ritual to beat the info past your future panic. The fix? Over-practice. Drill it until it's as automatic as checking your phone for no reason. When your frontal cortex pieces out, your body better know the choreography. Otherwise, your brain will be in the corner, humming elevator music while someone needs chest compressions. The pain filter that lies. Let's say you break your leg in a disaster. Terrible, right? Except you don't notice. You're still running, climbing, maybe saving kittens, feeling like a hero until an hour later, when your brain is like, hey, fun update, we're in agony. This is called stress-induced analgesia, or as I like to call it, the delayed pain betrayal. Your brain dumps so much adrenaline and endorphins into your bloodstream during a crisis that you become temporarily pain-proof. It's your body's way of saying, let's deal with the dying part first, then worry about broken bones later. Sounds awesome, until the chemicals wear off and you discover you've been walking on what used to be your ankle. And before you get any ideas, no, this doesn't mean you're Wolverine. The injury is still real. You just didn't feel it. Which is fine when escaping danger, but problematic when people insist they're fine and try to drive home with internal bleeding. This is also why first responders are trained to look for injuries, even if the person says they're okay, because their pain receptors are currently drunk on biology juice. So don't trust your body's Yelp review of itself during a disaster. It's lying for your own good, but it's still lying.